Good day everyone. Let's see what are we going to learn today. We are going to learn how to write a narrative. What is a narrative? It is the process of narrating and telling a story. However, what makes it different from a story is that two people can write two different narratives about the same story or event. So before we start, let's do some brainstorming. Let's think of some ideas and topics that you could write about. Okay, we'll chalk down some topics that we can write about. We can write about playing a table tennis match with friends, or a birthday party last winter, or how you got a new pet at the store, and how you visited once on Eid your grandparents. Planning and pre-writing is the most important thing in making a plan for your writing. So think carefully what might have happened the first, and then what might have happened, and then what happened, and finally what happened. For example, if I chose the topic, how I got my pet, the first thing that might have happened would be mom told me to have a pet one day. Then we must have gone to a pet store, then we must have chosen a pet, and the last thing that we must have done would be buying some food stuff and essentials for the pet. Before writing, we must have some guidelines in mind. The first thing is start with an opening sentence like a question, a talking. Talking is a dialogue, a setting or a sound. Use past tense. We have to use transition words such as first, next, then, after, at last, or finally. We will use descriptive words or adjectives such as happy, scared, excited, fantastic, and etc. And we will write a nice closing or ending to this narrative. So let's write the first draft of our narrative. I have started my narrative with a question. See, have you ever felt so happy that you cried? This happened with me last summer when I was free from my exams and was waiting to go to a new school year. The holidays first were exciting, but gradually I started getting bored. I requested my mom to get me a friendly pet. So this is the opening sentence of my narrative. I'll move on. Mom came to me the next day and said that I could have a pet as my grades had been outstanding. I was so excited that I jumped out of my bed. It was like a dream come true. So you see that I have underlined some adjectives that I'm using. Okay, let's move on. What might have happened next after that? So the next thing was to choose a lovely and playful pet. We decided to get it from the pet store nearby. There I saw lots of parrots, rabbits, dogs, and cats. A cute puppy came to me and started wagging his tail. He was brown, fluffy, and adorable. I picked and chose him to be my best friend. At once, I named him Rex. Then, on our way home, we purchased some dog food, litter, and a collar. Now, I have to move to the closing sentence of my narrative. So this is my closing sentence. A closing sentence gives a nice ending and conclusion to your narrative. So, I couldn't believe that I had a pet of my own. Rex is a wonderful dog to spend time with. I think he's the best pet in the world. So this was how we can use these techniques and procedures to write a narrative. Let's have a checklist first, whether we have used all these things. You have to start with an opening sentence, and yes, we did start with an opening sentence. We started with a question. You have to use the past tense. We have used transition words such as first, next, then, after, at last, or finally. You can use descriptive words or adjectives, and we have really used them, such as happy, scared, excited, fantastic. and we did a nice closing of this writing. So this is what we learned today. I hope you must have learned a good deal of writing a good narrative. Thank you for watching.